emotional.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all this morning? I see Deborah Johnson on here, and I just want to let you all know her workshop was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Packed house. It was absolutely phenomenal. So we want to just give a shout out to Deborah and all that she's been doing. And she's going to have more workshops to come, paid. But she's going to have more workshops to come, so make sure you sign up. But it was a success. So congratulations, Deborah Johnson, DJ, right from the heart. I see you, Marion Jackson. Good morning to you. I see you, Regina Shorts. Good morning to you. Good morning, Deborah. Robert Holman, that's what I'm talking about. Grand Rising. Accept your gift, then share it. I love it. Adrian, good morning to you. And Sardinia, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's just a great day all the way around. All right, y'all. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2024. I am your host, Gail Dudley. This is News in Motion. Hey, shout out to all the audio listeners. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, you are welcome, Deborah. You are absolutely welcome. Y'all, we have 12 days to go. Somebody say 12 days. Hurry up with the 12 days. We have 12 days to go. So as things are coming to a close with that, just know we have 12 days to go. And hopefully we'll have the announcement of the 47th president on the night of November the 5th. Please, God, please. So we have 12 days to go. I just want to give a shout out for how you all just flowed with me yesterday. As you all know, I started the segment off with just worship. And it was absolutely an amazing day yesterday. So thank you. Just for flowing with me. I've gotten a lot of your feedback, even those of you on audio who were saying you all just needed that at that perfect point, that perfect time. So just shout out to all of you. Do me a favor. Share, tag a friend, grab your coffee, your tea, your mimosa, and let's get started with this news and what's happening. And by the way, yesterday, although it was not planned, actually the past week, maybe week and a half, you're getting a peek inside of Everbloom and how News in Motion isn't going anywhere. How News in Motion and Everbloom are going to begin to merge. Yesterday, we had our second webinar when it comes to Her Trading is Profitable. And we had a blast on that on yesterday. So that was great as well. All right, y'all, 12 days to go, 12 days to go, 12 days to go. So, y'all, there is a record number of votes cast in key battleground states. Y'all, over 1.5 million voters have cast early ballots in Georgia, setting a record, again, setting another record. From this data company, Target Smart, as of October 21st, approximately 13 million voters have cast their ballots. Yes, and y'all, including including over 6.9 million Democrats and 5.3 million Republicans. So people are out here voting. Now, I do have a question for all of you, and I will raise this question constantly. And I think that's a part of voting that I don't like. We exclude people. Where's the number of the independents? I'm sure they have that number as well. What's up, Rosanna Bivens? Where's that number of independents? Where's that number of libertarians? Where's that number of the Green Party? Let's get a better focus of what that looks like. I see you, Lori. Good morning. So they said 6.9 million Democrats and 5.3 million Republicans. Y'all, in swing states, most likely, which will decide the election results, 2.4 million Democrats have voted and about a little under 2 million Republicans. And then they did add that number there. Approximately 400,000 unaffiliated voters have cast their ballots. So, y'all, that's good news. That's good news. 12 days to go as today. So, here's my first question for you all today. Remember, this is kind of like Town Hall Thursday, but we also have a little bit of Throwback Thursday. So you don't want to go anywhere because we're going to throw it back a little bit later in the segment. But how will you rally your people this weekend? How will you get them out to vote? Please put in the chat. Remember, you stop talking, the segment's over. So how are you planning to rally your people? How are you planning to check out to see, to see if your people have voted? Studies have continually shown that one of the best uses of your time is rallying your friends and family to vote. They say that's the best use of your time to do that. And they said you got to remind them. Some people, it's like they've turned it off. They're so out of it. They're saying, oh, I'll just do it. And they've forgotten about it. So how are you going to rally your people? Y'all, this morning, because y'all know I went with Davia to go vote. This morning I was in my husband's office. We have like an early morning coffee conversation, whatever. And I saw his sticker. I said, oh, you went? He said, girl, that sticker's been on that desk for over a week. I'm like, oh, I missed it. I missed it completely. So I was really excited about that. And I started thinking, what am I going to do? How I'm going to reach out to my nephews, my nieces, friends, other people, just making sure they have a vote plan. Deborah says, I'm sending out notes and making calls. That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm right behind you. Remind people they can vote by mail. They can drop off their ballot. They can vote early or they can vote election day. But if we can do one of the first three, that would be great. Y'all, I want you to say this because Deborah's talking about mailing out things, which is great, or writing notes, which is absolutely great. Again, it would go exactly with her workshop. Y'all, she's bringing writing back, okay? Just be prepared. So when it happens, y'all know it's her. She said, if you can bring back bell bottoms and everything else, you can do that too. What's up, Kim Emerson? Girl, I got something else for you. So anyway, listen, vote early. Here's some things we can do. Post. We all have social media. So post. Make a post. Don't make it all serious. Like I was doing some serious ones like at 100 days counting down. Now I'm just making fun. I'm having a great time just posting out there. You can do a post, and this is my post that I'm going to send out later this morning that says Vice President Kamala Harris, what's up, Rodessa, will hold her closing rally at the site of Donald J. Trump's January 6th rally. I was like, throw it in his face. She is doing that the Tuesday before Election Day. So she'll be doing that next Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday. So that's where she's going to hold her rally. I guess it's going to be a true all-out concert. I was like, well, do I need to go to D.C. and be a part of this? But y'all, that's going to be amazing. So send out text messages. Use Post-it notes. I have been seeing them, and I believe it was Blue Women in Blue or something like that, or Win with Black Women. One of the organizations that I'm on all these different sites, they were sharing, put Post-it notes in the women's bathrooms and stalls. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool if you just remember to have the Post-it notes. You know, I was like, wash your hands, do all that kind of stuff before you do it. I've been in restrooms, and there are Post-it notes, like vote for VP Kamala Harris, vote for Harris and Walz. I'm like, wow. On yesterday, I went to drop off my last batch of postcards. I think I did. Kim Edmondson says, make America sane again. Listen. And then Marion says, making calls and text messages. What's up, Davia? I was just talking about you, girl. What's up? So listen, look, I don't even remember what point I called your name, but I was talking about you a few moments ago. Somebody can fill her in on what I was saying. But listen, Post-it notes, voice chats, voice calls, whatever you have to do. But all of us have social media. Y'all use your social media. 12 days to go, y'all. 12 days to go. I plan on checking in with all of my nieces and nephews and friends. My nieces and nephews were in a group chat, so I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to quiz them. They know it's coming. Some of them will block me for about a week, but I don't care because I'll pick up the phone and call them to say, hey, do you know your district? Do you know your polling location? What's your plan? What are you going to do? Do you have everything that you need? So, y'all, this is the time to really zone in on that. So if you have any suggestions, Cheryl Owen says mailing postcards. If you have any suggestions, make sure that's out there. But listen, y'all, completed all my postcards, signed my postcards, and I went to drop them off at the Worthington post office on High Street. in downtown Worthington. And a woman was coming in with her Kamala t-shirt, her Kamala hat. She had a purse, her tote bag that said Vote Kamala. I was like, go on, girl. I said, I like all of it. She had her pearls on and her sneakers. And she didn't look like me. So that made it all better. So she saw me with the postcard. She says, how? I said, I've probably written over 400 postcards. I said, I don't want to write another postcard anytime soon. And so we kind of high-fived each other. Then somebody else came up and said, y'all must be talking about Kamala. You have too much joy. So we started having a conversation. We were outside because the man told us we had to go outside at the U.S. Postal Office. We were outside on High Street, on the front of the post office, having a conversation. Before we knew it, there had to be 9 or 10 of us circled up having a conversation. So there is excitement in the air. And people were also asking suggestions like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get my young people to vote. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And we started sharing suggestions, y'all. And it was so much fun. A suggestion I have never thought about. Never. There was a suggestion that if you own a store or you own a restaurant, that maybe on the receipt you just put a reminder, remember to vote. Or in their bags, put a receipt, not who, but remember to vote. So this woman on the high street says she's going to start putting that on the end of her receipts when people are leaving. She has the nail spa on that corner there by Grater's Ice Cream if you're over that way. So she's going to put that in there. I thought, wow, that's just amazing. So we had a great conversation. So if you have any suggestions, put it in the chat. Any suggestions, put it in the chat. All right, now just changing just a little bit. Y'all, we had so much fun yesterday. I know y'all looking for fun today. We can't have that much, but we will have a throwback in a moment. Former Trump chief of staff, we all know about this. I actually had this notice yesterday morning, but I was having too much fun yesterday that I refused to report on it yesterday because we're not going to muddy it up yesterday. General John Kelly tells the New York Times Trump meets the definition of a fascist. Yeah. He said that he certainly prefers the dictator approach to government. He went on to talk about his positivity of Hitler. And he said that Trump said in a quote, Hitler did some good things. He says that despite Trump's pro-military rhetoric, he did not want to be seen as with amputee veterans. That in photo ops, he did not want that. Yeah, there's a long list, so I'm not going to go through all of them today. But we have to be mindful of what's happening. In an interview of the New York Times, this is all come out of New York Times, when asked of General Kelly if Trump has any empathy, his answer was a simple no. So let's just talk for a moment. Again, let's just talk. Deborah says she saw the clip. Listen, I saw the clip. I heard the clip. And I kept rewinding it. Like, what? Like, what is happening right now? So here's my question. Another question I have for you this morning. Do you think this information is too late for Donald Trump's supporters and followers? Do you think it's too late? We are 12 days away as of today. Is it too late? Do they care? Are they going to support him anyway? Do they realize the definition of a fascist? So just if you have a moment, please put it in the chat. And if you're listening in on audio, I always read your messages when you send them into the news to the news emotion with Gail at gmail.com email. I'm always reading them. As you know, I respond to many of you. But what are your thoughts on that? I really want to hear. Kim Edmondson said they don't care, which is kind of sad, which I believe is really sad if they don't care. Anyone else have any thoughts with that? What are your thoughts? Do they care? Is it too late? Do they not understand what may happen? Do they not understand that they may be a part of this fallout if he retakes office? Deborah says they have foolishly blinded faith in him. Yes, very sad, Kim. Marion says it's not too late, but I don't think they care. Okay, it's not too late, but you don't think they care. It's really sad. I agree with you, Kim. It's sad. So with all of this that's happening, let's see, Adrian says, I believe there are some who still need convincing to flip over. One nugget of information can shift their mindset. Yeah, Davia says, at the least, they don't care. At the most, they agree. Wow. Thank you for that. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Just everything coming together. And did y'all see the clip of him talking about, I don't know, some straws, some lightning, something like he was incoherent for about 30 seconds. And I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, because I'm thinking, oh, this must be AI, right? Because there's no way he could be doing this. And then when the reports started coming, this happened yesterday. I was like, something's going on here. Who's paying attention to this? Something's going on here because what he said made no sense. And then he said something like, I know what I'm saying. You may not know what I'm saying. Like, no, you don't know what you're saying either, Buttercup. You don't know either. So just shut it down. And then he soon wrapped up and got off the stage. And I'm thinking, what is happening? Deborah says they are stuck on abortion. And I'll say it again, as I've said it several times since we've been back on in September. This is not a single issue general election. It's not. If that's how you feel, wherever you fall in that spectrum, we can talk about that with legislation. Let's deal with who we're putting in office. We got to deal with that. So DOJ came out and said, okay, Elon, you can't do that. Because when they looked at everything, the rules, the standards, the policies, the everything, you're paying to play. You cannot do that. So DOJ done shut him down, but he's still doing it. I'm thinking, what is going on? He's still doing this. So the Justice Department warns Elon Musk that his $1 million giveaway is illegal. They're now coming straight out saying this is illegal. You cannot do this. So y'all, what we're gonna do with Elon? What we're gonna do with Elon? I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. Anybody want to buy a car? I got one for you. Kim Edmondson said, lock him up. Lock him up. Diarrhea of the mouth. Deborah says they don't read to find the truth. Every election, this same issue comes out to blind them to what is really going on. There's a lot. Another woman has come forward as of yesterday about Trump and Trump Towers and how he groped her. So we don't know what's going to happen with that, but she came out on yesterday. And so I'm going to just turn the knob just a little bit because this is all a part of it too. When we hear about from The Verge reporting, Apple and Goldman Sachs ordered to pay over $89 million in penalties and refunds after U.S. regulators find they misled Apple card holders. So glad I didn't have one of those. Y'all, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, has announced fines totaling $89 million against Apple because of the company's illegally mishandled transactions, disputes, and misled iPhone purchasers about interest-free payment options. Kim, don't start talking about Apple iPhone. This is the company, not the product. And they said Apple did not send tens of thousands of Apple Cards transaction disputes, according to the CFPB. And they said they haven't been completed. And then when they come to find out, they only had the interest-free financing option if you had Safari, which you would need Safari off of iPhone or the iPad or the MacBook or the Air, I think it's AirBook, whatever. So this is happening, so they're ordered to pay a whole lot of money. I want to go to American Airlines before we switch and do some throwback. I want to go to American Airlines. Y'all, they are ordered to pay $50 million in fines over treatment of passengers with disabilities. They also have another NAACP thing happening too, but right now, treatment of passengers with disabilities. The U.S. government fined the American Airlines $50 million for failing to provide wheelchair assistance to passengers with disabilities and damaging thousands of wheelchairs over a 5-year period. So that too is happening. I'm like, what is going on? And they also said that in some cases, wheelchair users were injured. So you have that. Cheryl says his followers will follow him anywhere, regardless. Plus, we don't know what their news source happens to be, which is true. And then she goes and say, regardless, they will just justify anything that he does, regardless of how it affects them. So you have that. So we have American Airlines, we have Apple. We just have things that are happening. You may think these things are all disconnected. They are not. They are not. For example, Apple, because I follow the stock market now. Apple stock, it went up, it came down. And because this news came out. So you have to figure out what's happening here. The financial industry, because of the financial connection, it dropped after the boards were all green for most of yesterday. So you have to pay attention to these things, how people are putting money here, there, and everywhere. We talked about donations. Some of you actually sent me DMs after I said, y'all better add up. How much have you given to these elections, these candidates? And y'all were like, I had no idea. One of you sent a DM and said, I had no idea I had given over $2,500. And they said, I'd never pay attention to that. They said, thank you for alerting me to this. And they were like, but I have one more I got to pay that they wanted to pay. And I said, hey, go for it. I said, but it's a great idea to know how much you have poured into campaigns. It makes a difference. Can y'all believe 60 million from that one, that group of senior citizens? They had no idea they had given that much money. So there's that. All right, y'all, it's throwback time. It's throwback time. We got to go back. Because, yesterday was free. I made sure we did not deal with politics. It's like, I can't do it. All right, y'all, throwback. So, the first question I have for all of you, I want to know what you're watching. I'm going to tell you what I'm watching too. I want to know what you're watching. And I want to know if it's helping you get through this election cycle, especially as we're nearing these last 12 days. What are you watching? I told you all that I was watching Blacklist. Now, that was actually heavy. Yeah, there were 10 seasons, and each season had 22 episodes, except for the year 2020, where they ran into COVID. But Blacklist was really good. Now, my son turned me on to Blacklist, okay?